Good morning, listeners, and welcome to the Gold Coast Waves Entertainment. And today we have the absolute pleasure to be interviewing the superpower of nutrition, owner of Ronaldo's Kitchen, Dr. Ronaldo Fulieri. Welcome to our show, Ronaldo.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Excellent.
It's a pleasure to be part of your show.
Wonderful. Can you tell us about yourself, please?
So I'm a nutritionist, dietitian, came from Brazil in 2006, and I specialized on healthy cooking classes, nutrition consulting, but one of my biggest passions is actually teaching. So I specialize on nutrition classes and seminars all around the world now. I've been doing it, and I wrote the books to actually educate people on the subject of nutrition. That's one of my gifts, but also my passion. I love food. I love explaining to people the benefits of food, and I want to leave a legacy of helping people to understand the benefits of and the medicinal properties of food.
Excellent. What is the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionalist?
So a dietitian, it is, is the only, I would say, word that it defines a nutritionist, but dietitian, nutritionist is one thing. Nutritionist is where you can work in different fields, but nutritionist, dietitian, it is accredited by the government. You can work in communities, you can work in a clinical matter in hospitals. So it's a little bit more in depth and is accredited nationally, where nutritionists might not be recognized to work in certain areas of the community and hospitals. But there's a lot of nutritionists like scientists and nutritionists that work in educational areas in the communities, but you have to be accredited by the government. So the nutritionist dietitian, you have to go through, like, for example, Griffith University or Bond University, where nutritionists you could do a diploma. Mm-hmm. So that's the only difference. Yeah.
Okay. Are genetics important in factoring in people's weight, diet goals?
Absolutely, but it is not the main thing. I think the main thing for weight loss or main overall health, it is the lifestyle, it is the environment. Genetics plays probably 10% of the whole picture of health. We have to understand our ancestors, our predisposition to disease, that's for sure, but the things that speed up those processes and the things that make it worse or prevent those things to happen, it is our lifestyle, our habits, and our environment.
What are the basics of nutrition?
The basics of nutrition are water, filtered water, of course, good healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, legumes, a healthy amount of vitamins, minerals from integral foods, which I just mentioned before, a decent amount of fiber, and of course, removal of possible toxins in the food, for example, pesticides, herbicides, additives, artificial sweeteners. Those things are also important in the basics of nutrition. Not only ingest good stuff, but you also have to watch out and prevent those toxins from entering your body.
Excellent. What is the best piece of advice you could give to maintain generally a healthy lifestyle?
First and foremost, the quality of the water. Most people don't understand that the water sometimes has contaminants, have toxins. So first, it's getting a good filtration at your home to cook your food, but also to drink. Second, it is to perhaps invest on good natural produce, or go to a farmer's local market to get the produce fresh from the farmers. The third, I would say, to do some sort of exercise, or at least go for a walk every single day on open air, get a bit of sun, because that helps also the digestive system, but also helps the manufacturing of serotonin and also vitamin D. And of course, good rest. Sleep is also part of health. It is a very important part of how the body assimilate nutrients. So not only eating it is important, but also exercise and good rest. It's part of the big picture.
Excellent. What is the basis of clean eating with regards to food?
So clean eating is the concept of, having foods that are integral, wholesome, natural in their state, so it's not manufactured or industrialized. There is no additives or chemicals. So when we're talking about clean eating, which is not an official word, but it's just like used by the media, it is just a type of foods that are natural, don't have any sort of additives or colorings or food enhancers, and it's the closest as possible to the natural state.
How would you handle an unmotivated client?
Well, there is always ways to motivate some people. You have to find what are the triggers. Some people are motivated by pain. Some people are motivated by pleasure. That is the two biggest motivators in life. So some people are trying to move away from pain. That's what motivates them. But that's probably the wrong way to motivate someone, where you have to find somewhere to motivate them with a pleasure. So if I recommend something for a client to, for example, to improve their lifestyle, I'm always going to find what motivates them in life. Could be to spend more time with kids, could be have more energy to run around the block with their loved ones. So I have to find what motivates them, and then I come up with the best strategy.
Okay. And the most nutritious foods on earth, can you tell us a bit about that?
So I'm a bit of foodie, so I've been researching food for a long time. What we come up with, it is every continent has some certain functional foods that benefit us in many ways. So, for example, South America has quinoa, which is considered a superfood or a functional food for thousands of years, 3,000 years before Christ. Then we have acai berries from the Amazonian. The indigenous people consumed that for thousands of years, and they consider that one of the top superfoods around the world. Then we have in North America, we have certain types of berries. But what I believe the superfoods are nature's food that are unprocessed and unrefined. In fact, most of the plants have so many benefits that we don't even know as a scientist yet.
Right.
So I could name so many superfoods that are perhaps overpriced, but I believe the best natural foods and superfoods are the ones that we have available right now around us. So in Australia, we have some amazing fruits, amazing vegetables. We have, bush flowers, which we don't even know the properties yet, but there's a lot of studies on it. There is spirulina, which is being consumed by the Africans, which is a superfood for thousands of years, and the Africans consume.
Right.
So if you look, really, every food, if it comes from the ground, should be considered a functional food or a superfood.
That's wonderful. And the main 7 nutrients, we need to ask you about those. So, what are the 7 main nutrients?
Well, we have, amino acids. We have phytonutrients, which are plant nutrients. We have vitamins. We have carbohydrates, proteins. We have fatty acids. But let's not forget that the most important probably of all nutrients that is not considered actually a calorie, but is a certain nutrient, it is water, which it is the only nutrient that binds everything and carries all these beautiful properties from food to our body. So like I told you before, water is very important for health, so we always have to start with that.
Yes.
And then we have to look into the phytochemicals in plants, which are medicinal characteristics of plants, and every plant carry a different medicinal property. Then we have the carbohydrates in fruits and vegetables to power our body to get energized. We have proteins that helps us to reconstitute our tissues, our immune system, and our hormones. We got fatty acids to help us with the energy, but also preventing certain types of diseases, and to carry certain vitamins and minerals as well. So that's are the 7 nutrients there.
Right. And what should people not eat, in your opinion?
Well, I'm a big believer that we should avoid anything that comes from big factories, or it is highly processed. If it has been highly manufactured, we have to be aware that during that processing, some or many of the nutrients were dispersed, were lost. So you have to be aware that the more manufactured food, industrialized food you consume, you're probably going to miss out on very important nutrients. And like I told you before, the 7, nutrients.
Yes.
So move away from processed is the first and foremost important thing. Then try to substitute that for things that are wholesome, integral, Mother Nature food that hasn't been touched yet. And that is the best way to go if you want to move away from highly processed and move to, highly nutritive foods. It's probably the simplest advice that I give to people will make a huge difference in their lifestyle.
That's wonderful. Yep. And with all the caffeinated drinks that are around nowadays, may I ask how much caffeine is too much?
Well, there is evidence that caffeine from coffee it's beneficial to a certain degree. So they say it depends, of course, the method of extraction. But 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day, it's okay. But then we have to understand that certain teas also have a little bit of caffeine, like black tea. Mm-hmm. So if you are including black tea, you have to consider that part of your caffeine intake. So I would say 1 black tea or 1 coffee or 2 coffees a day, it's okay. I would not suggest more than 2 coffees a day. If it is a double shot, then perhaps just 1 a day. And if you want something else to give you energy, move to something like green tea, which is not a caffeinated drink, but has a property that helps stimulate the central nervous system, and that's theophylline. Theophylline is the cousin of caffeine, but it's very mild. It is very gentle on the central nervous system. It will provide energy, but it's going to be a lot less taxing on the body. Then we have also cacao powder or cocoa powder, but cacao is the fruit. Cacao powder, for example, by in health food stores, even supermarkets. You can have that on your smoothie in the afternoon as a pick-me-up. Mm-hmm. Cacao has theobromine. Theobromine, it is the cousin of caffeine again, mm-hmm. but it also very mild. So that's going to stimulate the central nervous system to provide some energy, but it's going to be less taxing. It's not going to crash later on, and it's not going to hyper-stimulate the body to a point that you crash later on.
Excellent. Can you tell us about some of the celebrity chefs you've actually worked with, in your experiences? Yes.
So I had the fortunate event to meet the master chefs, Matt Press and Gary, here in Gold Coast when they were driving past. They came to where I used to work. We talked about nutrition and food, and actually Matt Press said, the future of cookery is healthy cooking, and I was launching my book, so I gave my books to them, and they said, Ronaldo, this is a beautiful book because it brings attention to nutrition, but it has amazing recipes to teach people how to put that in practice. And then I had he's not a chef, but I also cooked for Tony Robbins every time he used to come to Gold Coast for 4 years, and is considered one of the top 100 most influential person out around the planet. And he taught me lots of things about health and nutrition as well. And he's not even a chef, but he studied a lot for various years. So I had the episode that he came to my cafe and we met. And after that, I cooked for him for 4 years every time he comes to Gold Coast.
Excellent. Congratulations on your master's, doctor's degree and your amazing books. Can you tell us about some of your books, and are these books available for purchase?
Yes, my books are available to purchase online on my website called superpowernutrition.com. The books are all about explaining in simple words nutrition to everyday people. It is not a very technical book. My passion is to actually teach everyday people, kids, teenagers. I also run cooking classes and seminars all over the coast, but also all over Australia and Brazil. But the books are also found in Flannery's stores, health food stores, Amazon. But if you want to get the signed copy, go directly to my website, thesuperpowerofnutrition.com.
That's wonderful that you've got your own website and that folks can go there and purchase a book or go to one of these places that you've just described. It's been great talking to you today, Dr. Ronaldo, and I'd like to thank you very, very much on behalf of Oya Wilson and myself for coming onto our show and telling us all about what you do and the health benefits that your methods provide.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an absolute pleasure to supply the community with good information. And I'm here for you guys if you need another interview for explain the community the benefits of nutrition. I'm always here to support you guys. Thank you. And I appreciate your show.
Well, that's great to hear. And thank you for coming on and thank you for your time, Doctor.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember to keep Ronaldo in your kitchen.
Hello, producers. My name is Ronaldo Fulieri and welcome to my kitchen. Ronaldo's Kitchen, the superpower of nutrition. Today, I'm going to be cooking exclusive for you, and I'll be showing you why you have to have me in your team, in your network. So I hope you enjoyed the chat, and let's do it. First dish, we're going to do a quinoa super salsa. This dish has launched me in Australia, and now I'm very popular around here and also in Brazil, my home country. Quinoa. Quinoa is a superfood from South America. It's been cultivated for about 3,000 years. The Incas used to consume quinoa, and they used to consider quinoa as the mother of all grains. And that's what I like about superfoods. They have a bit of history, and you can search and research about them and understand why those foods are so important for your health. So, quinoa is very nutritive, high in protein, it's gluten-free, and one of the things I tell people, the benefit of this is give you lots of energy. Next ingredients, I will share with you the benefits. Olives, they're very nutritive, they're good for your guts because they are probiotics and they feed the intestinal bacteria in your gut. Very, very good for your immune system. Plus, they give a nice salty flavor for the dish. Onions. Onions are very well known in naturopathy. I'm a nutritionist, naturopath, personal trainer, and I work with foods that are healthy and beneficial to you. And onions is one of my favorites. Onions are the cousin of garlic, and one of the benefits of onions is immune booster. It's very, very good for the immune system. So when you add onions to your cooking, if it's not cooked, even better, because the benefit is huge. It helps decongest your lungs, plus onions is very good to kill microgerms, bacteria, and viruses. Next is kidney beans. Kidney beans are very high in protein, plus they're very, very high in antioxidant, which is anti-aging. And one of the benefits of my cooking is high antioxidants. So they are anti-aging foods. And nowadays, a lot of people are worried about aging because we live in a toxic world. So that's the benefit of my food. Next ingredient is coriander. Coriander or cilantro, which are two different things. Very, very good for you too. It helps detoxify the body, especially the brain. Detoxification is one of the most important things nowadays. As I said, we live in a toxic world. So when we use foods that help cleanse the body, that's the benefit. We are actually cleansing our body system. Next, we're going to use a little bit of salt, good salt. I tell people the benefits of salt are massive because salt is important for life. Without salt, we wouldn't live, and without salt, we actually wouldn't be happy. Salt brings you humor and it's very important for your body fluids. Next ingredient, we're going to use, before the lemon, we're going to use a little bit of capsicum, green capsicum and red capsicum. And that's where I'm going to show you a little bit of my knife skills. As I said, I'm a nutritionist and chef, but I can cook and I chop and dice. And guys, that's why I want to have a show, because I'm more than a chef. I can cook, I can talk about food, I can talk about the superpower of the ingredients. And with that, I can change millions of lives. I've been doing that for the last 5 years here in Gold Coast, Australia, also in Brazil. I've done hundreds of seminars, cooking classes, and I have people reporting to me, Ronaldo, you changed my life. I lost weight, I gain energy, my immune system's better, I look better, and plus my family love your food. So that's why I see myself on TV, because I know this would be a great show for us, because I already have a brand, I'm already well known here, and I want to take this internationally. And I want to actually have an impact on the world's health, because as you know, the world is going pear-shaped at the moment. We're not very healthy, and we need more people on TV explaining the benefits of healthy food. Next ingredient, it's lemon. Lemon is very important for health. I always tell people, use lemon instead of vinegar, because lemon got more nutrients, and actually it reinforces the immune system. It's one of the best things to keep your immune system very healthy, which is going to help you avoid colds and flus. That's why a lot of people drink lemon with hot water with a little bit of honey when they feel sick. Next ingredient, it's oil, and you can use olive oil, macadamia oil, or coconut oil. Today I'm going to use macadamia oil, which is very traditional in Australia. So 2 tablespoons of oil, and all you need to do now is mix very well. As I said, that's a very, very easy dish. You can do under 20 minutes, and it's delicious. Let's plate it up. As I said before, this dish you can eat itself with a little bit of salad, vegetarian, or you can add a little bit of chicken, a little bit of fish, a little bit of meat. It's just a great dish to serve with any kind of food or eat itself. Very nutritive. So you can do that easily at home. So here you go, guys. This is a quinoa salsa, very easy. It's just one of my famous dishes. I have loads of dishes in this book, Ronaldo's Kitchen, The Superpower of Nutrition. That's why I named my show after my book, because this book got a lot of healthy recipes, and also I tell people how it's important to cook with superfoods and the benefits of them in your health. Now, you should have me in your network. Why? Because I'm exclusive, I'm different. I'm Brazilian, I lived in Australia, I have a big cultural background, I can speak English, I have a little bit of accent, and guys, I love nutrition, I love food, I can talk about health and fitness, and that's the difference. I haven't seen any chef in a TV network that can do what I do. Of course, I'm not a master chef. I don't cook with butter, creams, and all those things, but my cooking is healthy, and that's the difference. As I said, I can change lives. And if you have me on the network, I guarantee success. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you in person very soon. Thank you.